Hey friends, total different here. This is the morning, I'm still in my PJs, and this doesn't look like it normally does. That is because today is a very calming, soothing, relaxing day for me. I'm gonna show you my indoor seed process. I think you can see them, they're all laid out. I wanted to take you through the process of me selecting the seeds for this year's garden, the layout, and then I'm also going to show you how I plant my seeds in my trays. It's not going to be very detailed, it's going to be very quick because I want it to be simple like everything else should be. So we're going to do that. I also just posted a video on what I do to prep my beds. I will link it here so you can check that out because that's going to be my next process. It is the first week of March. I am a little bit behind sowing my seeds, but it's okay, they'll catch up. Spring is March 20th, so we got a good amount of days to get these seeds germinated. I can't wait because we're almost there. This is how I have my beds outlined. So it's really like an L shape. So this is the walkway and these are each one of the beds. I have a lot of seeds out here because I'm not sure if I'm going to put them or not or in what location yet, but this is the idea, and I don't want to go too deep into having everything exactly how I want it because then that takes the fun out of it. I am going to sow in those seeds in the trays, but I don't have a specific spot for it yet, and I'll eventually figure it out. Over here I have my notebook. This was my initial plan. Plans change all the time. And I started laying things out like this. Taking a quick close-up, I just put initials and then at the bottom I label what they are so everything fits. Over here, I'm redoing it. I've already got some stuff laid out, but I haven't finished it. So let's get started. We're gonna walk in. How funny. Let me back up. This is where I do my yoga, and then that is my dog's bed and his crate. I don't know, in case you were wondering. This is my light system for my seedlings. I will link that below as well if you're interested in that one. We're walking in. I do have an archway, so I need a vining plant. I'm thinking the Morning Glory, and I love the color pink. So it's either that and maybe the Black Eyed Susan, not 100% sure. But I think I'm gonna go with the Morning Glory. Over on this side, this is where I have my potatoes. I don't have too much because I already put that. The only thing I need is something on the ends. So I'm gonna have some zinnias because these are very heat resistant and they bloom pretty much all year long. So all of spring, summer, and fall. And then I'm gonna have some trailing melons on the other end. Over here, I'm also gonna add in some color at the edge of the bed. I think I'm gonna go with these. And then next to it, I'm just gonna put all my sweet peppers. So along this side is where I have really harsh winds and a lot of heat. So I have to pick my seeds accordingly. I don't want too many tall plants because they tend to either bend over a lot or snap. So my options are some more melon, zucchini. I'm gonna have a few zucchinis and that's pretty much it. Over on the next bed, I think I'm gonna have something else on the side just for color, but over here I've got some petunias and then I've got onions and carrots, and I think I'm gonna add a couple other things, but for now this is the basic. My next bed is gonna have my watermelons, my squash, eggplant, okra, and some snapdragons. This is also another area that gets extreme heat, so I need to make sure I have heat loving plants here. And the wind is still pretty harsh here, so I'm going to try to see if I can cover the eggplants with the zucchini in the front. Then the next bed is going to be my peppers. These are some of my selections. I already had peppers there. I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to redo that, but I think I'm gonna give it a try just because this bed gets the worst heat. It's super, super hot in this area all the time, and peppers just love that. I don't know if I wanna put peppers anywhere else but in this bed, and I hope that I don't really have a problem if I don't rotate those crops. Okay, so then we come over. Oh, I missed the other small little bed. I have my water hose and then I have the 2 small beds. In the other bed, I'm gonna have some okra, eggplant, and some color as well. Now we're gonna come up to the other beds that are remaining. And I left these in the middle. These are some options for my new arches. I'll link a video of those below as well. Over on this side, I want to throw cherry tomatoes over on both sides. So these are 2 cherry tomatoes. And I might sneak in 2 runner beans in between them. Hopefully that's not a bad idea, just because I want the color of the blooms in between. If I can get away with adding some more in a small space, then I'm gonna give it a try. Back on this side, I'm gonna add a calendula over. This area doesn't get as much harsh heat as the other sides. This side does. If I'm gonna plant cooler plants, I have to put them on this side. So calendulas, tomatoes on this side, I think it's okay because this corner right here just gets a little bit of extra sun, not as much on the other end. I have peas along the edge. I have carrots that I've already added, some beets, and I think I'm gonna add some daisies somewhere along the line. Then on the next bed over, I already have strawberries here, peas, some cilantro, so I've already laid those out. And I'm gonna add in some nasturtiums and cucumbers for the other arch. It's gonna be on this side. Because it's a gorgeous color, I think it would be beautiful to see the long cucumbers and then long purple beans. On the other side, I'm gonna have these 2 beans trailing over. And this is where I have the garlic, so I don't need too much extra yet. These are some bush beans that I want to trail out, marigolds, and probably these daisies as well. These are a little bit taller, so I think it'll look really nice to have tall daisies along the archway. And the last bed is my tomatoes. There's a lot of tomatoes here. This bed is 8 feet long, so I have a little bit more room. I might be squeezing these a little bit too close, but I really want to try all of these large tomatoes, and so that's going to be 6 of them on the back. And in the front, I will also have some trailing cherry tomatoes coming out of the raised beds on each side. So I've got the white currant, the Chadwick cherry. I want some type of zinnia, probably not this one because I don't want it to be too tall. I want something also that trails out. And then I also want some basil because basil is a good companion for tomatoes. I also have some window baskets where I want to change things up a little bit and add some greens with some flowers in between. So these are some of the potential greens that I'm going to add. Some lettuces, some spinach. This spinach is very heat tolerant, so I know exactly where I want to put this. Probably the toothache plant and this mosquito plant that is a Texas hummingbird mint. I'm excited to give it a try and then to have those beautiful blooms. And tatsoi. It's gorgeous and I think it would be a beautiful centerpiece. And probably some kale. Not this one, but other kales that I have in this container. And this is all the extras that I'm not sure where I'm going to add yet. A lot of it is just flowers that I'm just going to snake in between. My sunflowers, some lavender, I believe needs to be in its own separate container. And I have a couple options for those. But mainly just flowers and then snake in some bush beans in wherever I can. So this is my current layout. It's probably going to change. I might just move things around, but I did want to just give you an idea of what goes on in my head when I'm thinking of the plan. I'm really excited. Sorry if I look a little scary there, but all right, let's move on to the next step. These are the cell trays that I'm going to use. I will link where I got them below. These trays come with 72 cells and you can actually break these up individually. I've already discussed what I use. I'll link that video below. In this case, because I just want the seeds to germinate, I'm going to be mixing in some of this coconut peat potting mix in it because I really don't need to have so much potting mix, and this is a little bit more expensive because it's premium potting mix. So I'm gonna use one of these blocks and mix it in here. This will expand to about 9 to 10 pounds of soil. I don't know why the hose is making that noise, but it's funny. It's so cool to see it expand. I hope you can see that. Okay, I didn't have to add any extra water, but this is everything that one brick makes. There's still a little extra moisture in there, but it's okay because I'm gonna mix it in with the potting mix, and then it's gonna become perfect for seed germination. I don't like to waste. I have this extra, and then the rest is going to be that one, and I prefer that one over the Espoma seedling mix. This is what I want it to look like. Now it's time to get down and dirty. And just to show you, it's just crumbly like brownie mix. That's what everybody says, but all I do is just add more than I should, and then I just scrape it off. They're all done. I love this view. Starting to add my seeds now. This is what the seed looks like, and all I'm gonna do is with my label here, just make the indentation that I need to its depth, and really it's only like twice the size of the seed, so it's real easy just to use the stick for it. And once it's done, then I'll come through and then I'll add a seed. And I'm really just going to use one seed, so I'm trying to save as many seeds as I can, because I'm going to try to also fill in my orchard bed. I have a large garden bed around my orchard, so I want to make sure that I can put seeds that I germinated and seedlings that I grow instead of purchasing them a little bit more expensive from the garden center. I'm trying to save some money, basically. Wow, wonder why she decided to land on me. Now, after I got scared there, I'm gonna go ahead and add the label. I haven't changed. I've been out here all day enjoying this nice weather. It's like 70 degrees outside. It's perfect. And I love this view. They've all gotten done. The ones on top is ones that I already had. Now we're gonna add the last step, which is the vermiculite, so the top doesn't dry out, and then we're gonna get them watered. On the large seeds, you wanna add a thicker layer, but on the small little mini seeds, just very lightly, more like if you were to just season it. And it really helps prevent the green fungus that grows sometimes on the top. I actually really seen a big difference, and I'll show you right now. Here are some more established plants, and there's none of that green fungus. I really love this hose attachment because I can water the seeds in very lightly. Nothing escapes, and it becomes super light too. I can do a big mist, and I think this is just perfect. The finished product. Over 360 cells of seeds I planted today. So I think I've got everything. There's only a few things that I'm gonna direct seed. Hopefully everything germinates. If not, that's the second choice. If you're interested in all the details of the seeds that I have, I'll link the video here where you can check that one out. And outside of that, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.